Boom.
I'm stressed about my hair in these videos.
Okay, what else you? Nick, what stresses you out?
I think there's like a few things that stress me out. Big Brother actually like stresses me out. So Big Brother is like a survival show. Like you make it to the end, you get voted off, you play all these challenges, but it's on 3 days a week. So that's already a stressor. You have to watch all of them and stay up to date. But like it stresses me out because like my favorite has to win. And what if my favorite goes up on the block and they're like up for eviction? And like if you watch it, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, start watching it.
You know, going to Disneyland stresses me out. There's so much thing. When you go to Disneyland, it's like what fast passes do you need? Can my grandma make it on this ride? Are we ever gonna make this line too long? Where should we eat? Is there enough seating? Oh man, I just don't ever go to Disneyland with your whole family. It stresses me out big time.
What else stresses you out that normal people can relate to?
I think normal people can relate to that. But I mean, like there's like the obvious stresses, like, I mean, even right now, like the situation that we're in, there's like just the stress about the future. It's like, how long is this really going on for? Seniors, like you're probably applying to schools right now. I'm writing a few letters of rep for you guys. There's just so many like situational things that we're going on right now that just like, it's just like a constant worry in our life. Actually, what do you think the biggest stress was for you in like high school and middle school?
I stressed about having like the right friend group, like a lot. Like making sure that I had the perfect friends and that everyone liked me. I thought so much about what other people thought of me and that I wasn't my true authentic self. Instead, I just tried to please people around me, and that stressed me out so much. There were some times where I feel like you're with your closest friends and why am I so stressed? I'm supposed to be myself around them.
How do you handle your stress?
Not well. I don't know, it depends. Like sometimes like I just like sit in my room and like listen to sad music and like, I don't know, just sit. So how do you handle that stress?
Cry alone in my bedroom, eat ice cream, or drive through like some place to get something unhealthy to eat and don't tell my husband about it.
Other times I'm like, you know what, I just need a good like workout or something. Or like other times I'm like, I just need to eat a ton of like junk food or like eat a whole Ben & Jerry's half-baked ice cream. Sponsor us.
Is there good ways to handle stress?
Oh, for sure. Nobody should take any of that advice, really. I think spending time with people that I love, like my friends and everything, where I don't really have to think about anything. It's just like being with people. I think that's really good for me.
You find yourself just all the time staying up really late trying to make everything perfect, or you're so stressed that you can't sleep at night, doing something about it 100%. Just don't, this shouldn't be a routine part of your life. You are just, especially if you're in middle school or if you're in high school, like this isn't a time for stress to consume you. You don't need it to. Enjoy life, definitely not. Don't cry yourself to sleep.
My favorite and least favorite verse of the entire Bible, Philippians 4, I mean, Paul literally says, don't be anxious about anything. If only it were that easy to not be anxious about it. Like, imagine if that was like, you read it and you're like, oh, well, I guess I can't be anxious about that. Like, it's literally, and then like the next part of the verse is like, but in every situation, like bring your request to God. And so it's like, it's basically like, don't be anxious about anything, but pray about everything. I think like just that in general, like when you're anxious, like your first response should be running to God. And that's why I think that the writer, Paul, in the end, he says, then the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your heart. I think that that's like just a powerful verse in general that says like when we're stressed, when we're anxious, run to God with those requests, and then he'll give you that peace. And that peace is a result of us running to God and trusting in God and really making that a priority. So if somebody's watching and they would say that they're consumed with stress, worry, anxiety, what advice would you give them?
I think the first thing is how are you processing it? Are you right away just letting it sit in and just not letting it out in any way? Or are you taking it to someone and talking to someone about it? Are you seeking help? Are you praying about it? So often when we have stress, I feel like what I do is just continue to try to make everything better. I focus on myself. I focus on what I can do to fix this. And that's not the proper way to process it. It's crazy because when I read about Jesus and how he handled so many stressful situations. If I was the Son of God and had to take up the way the sins of the world, that's not stressful. But when Jesus was stressed, he took time to separate himself from people to make time with just him and the Lord. And when I'm stressed, I have to think, am I doing that? Am I taking time to pull myself away from just me trying to fix it, but instead bringing it to the Lord, spending time with him just to sit and be still? Because I think that is so helpful when we have stress.